We had to take well, he wanted us to take the subway to go there, and I insisted on driving. But yet, Kai every day takes the bus to the subway, and it doesn't bother him. He sometimes walks miles, 3, 4, 5 miles a day to get where he needs to go. When we arrived at Fifth Avenue Gym in Brooklyn, which was actually the gym that sponsored the very first bodybuilding show that I competed in 1990, I felt a sort of deja vu feeling almost, but I can understand why people still were attracted to this location.
Something on eBay. Good to see you. What? Trust me, when I touch that shit. Hey, what's the magazine? Haven't signed that shit. You want something on eBay? No, now it's in a magazine, you know. Good, man, good. How are you? Look at you. Look, monster. Good to see you, man. Real good to see you. I see, man, magazines and everything's beautiful. Yeah, I knew you when you were little.
Kai was back to his roots. He was in his element, really. And watching him do his warm-ups before we did some photo shoots with him, and sweating, profusely in this dungeon-like gym, brought back scenes of Rocky Balboa from the first Rocky movie. And probably the most poignant line of that movie was when Rocky asked his wife to be, when he said to her, the only thing that I really want to do is prove that I'm someone in this world. And I think that that's what Kai Greene is basically his goal, and his inner drive is driving him towards proving that he's someone in this world. And I don't think that anyone's ever told him that he was someone. And I think that when people see him at the Arnold Classic this year, they're going to be tremendously surprised by this underdog of underdogs when he knocks out a lot of these other heavyweight champions. And I know he touched my heart when I saw him in action, and the fact that he's always got a smile on his face and he never has a bad word to say about anyone is a true testament to his character. All right, let's go wild for a second. Let's pretend you win the Arnold Classic, okay? You take home a nice paycheck for $130,000. What would change in your life if you won that show?
I don't know if I can say that I really compete for money yet.
Yeah, but let's say you win the money. I'm not saying you're competing for money, but you let's say you won the money.
I haven't really thought that far. There's some people that can, turn around and look in the bank and be like, oh my God, it's on zero. I only have $100,000 in the bank. I'm dead. And then there's someone else, and they can have $5 in my pocket, and that's it, and still be more than okay. We're okay.
Probably the only real true mentor that Kai Greene has is his training partner and advisor, Oscar Arden. I know Oscar for the last 10 years. He's a true bodybuilding fan, number one, competitor, number two, and just all-around good guy. He really doesn't have a bad thing to say about anyone. And I think he really took Kai Greene under his wing and really wanted to show this guy that someone did care about him, and he's been advising him not only in bodybuilding but in life. And I think that's something that Kai Greene appreciates, because he really never had anyone to offer this advice to him. I'm here with Oscar Arden, Kai Greene's trainer. And Oscar, you've known Kai for quite a long time. Let me ask you a question, point blank. How good is Kai Greene?
He's a work in progress. He's very good, but he's getting better, as the years come up. I met Kai in 1991. We did our first show together. He was a teenager, and I was in the novice men's. And we always kept in contact, and he's been competing, since 1991. So he's not, new to the sport. He's been around many years. A lot of the time, he progressed without doing the necessary dieting and training. He just made it up himself. It wasn't until we hooked up together that I showed him how to train, so he can recover better, better nutrition, and this is where we are right now.
So I guess the days of Kai Greene eating grapefruits and chicken breasts are over, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he put all those diets together, you know, chicken breast, apple cider vinegar, rice cakes, tuna fish, everything he learned from muscle magazines, you know, but he got him to the pro level. I mean, he won the Team Universe overall twice, you know, and as a pro, you know, to proceed with that type of regimen, you know, it wasn't productive. So, you know, he came out looking for me. We got together again, and, you know, I kind of showed him how to eat a little bit better, train heavier so he can recover. And, yeah, you know, now we're getting ready for the 2008 Arnold Classic. So, you know, I'm very proud of him. He came a long way in a short period of time.
Now, I saw him today, and I couldn't believe what I saw. He's 290 pounds shredded, and I mean, it looks like he's a different human being.
You know, he had a successful off season for the first time in his life. He had a short run contract, and MD supporting him. So, you know, he has a good off season, and I guess, you know, putting size, you know, eating well, having the extra rest helped him put on the extra size he needed to be competitive at this level.
What weight do you suspect that he'll be on stage at the Arnold Classic?
He's 291 right now, anywhere between 265 and 252, 250. It's not so much weight, it's about conditioning. You know, I know the other guys are going to come in, you know, with shredded condition. So our main purpose is to, you know, achieve conditioning at the same time, try to maintain the size that he gained in the off season.
Can Kai Greene win the Arnold Classic?
He already won it. You know, we train every day, you know, with the goal already done. You know, the goal has already been accomplished. You know, a lot of the things that I've done with him, you know, in the past year and a half is work on his self-belief. You know, he's got, you know, I worked with a lot of athletes today, and he's by far one of the best athletes that I work with, genetic potential. So can he win the Arnold? You know, it's arrogant and cocky to say, but I believe in 100% sure, you know, it would be proven, you know, February 29th, March 1st, you know, that he can, you know, come off with that win, regardless of who's competitive. It's not to knock anybody else. You know, we wish the best to everyone, you know, and, you know, I hope everybody comes at their very best because Kai will be ready.
Not to knock anyone else, like you said, but is there anyone else out there as hungry as this guy? I mean, look at the situation. He's training at a hardcore dungeon here at Fifth Avenue. He lives in not the nicest of places. You know, he doesn't have a cush lifestyle. He doesn't drive around a nice Mercedes-Benz. Is this guy hungrier than everyone else?
No, he's not hungry. He's starving. You know, he's worked very hard with very little resources. You know, there's a lot of guys that had, you know, major contracts, sponsors, and you know, he had to work extra hard and dig deep, you know, to really get dedicated to, you know, pull off this future win. And I predict that he will do it. But you know, he's, you know, extremely disciplined, you know, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, he's focusing on this win. And, you know, he's worked hard as a teenager. He worked hard, you know, in his 20s. You know, now, you know, as a pro, I feel he could definitely, you know, pull off this win.
This is a person who's got tremendous adversity that he's overcome, and with that adversity, I think has created hunger in him. And as his trainer Oscar Arden said, this guy is not hungry; he's starving. And I think we're going to see a starving, you know, ravenous guy on stage who's really desperate for a win. And I would not be surprised if he wins the Arnold Classic come March. Do you think you could win the Arnold Classic?
Absolutely.